showcasing like the inability to authentically, move through time and space without having the body be compensated. So I'll program, hip mobility and ankle dorsiflexion stuff. Because again, when it comes to that drive leg and that drive foot, what we see with that heel disconnection is a lot of other patterns downstream are affected by that. So, it's a number of different things, whether it be motor control or just, again, movement capacity things that we can start, hammering home real quick. So, first and foremost, it's about, identifying that and seeing, how is our range of motion with our ankle. So a little simple test that I do with guys is get them into kind of like a half kneeling, and then with heel connection into the ground, right? So kind of pressing our heel, lean forward and see how much room and capacity that we have in our ankle. So basically, like, I have really good ankle dorsiflexion, and you'll see that my heel stays connected into the ground while, my shin and my knee go forward. So a lot of the times when we see guys with the breakdown of the heel disconnection, it's just the lacking of the capacity in their ankle. So we need to be able to do a couple ankle mobility progressions to increase that capacity, so we're able to stabilize within that drive foot, right? Because we can talk about having the strongest legs in the world, but if we don't have the authentic movement capacity of that ankle joint, then it's kind of all for naught, right? So here's a simple kind of exercise here is leaning forward and testing that range and challenging that range, trying to drive that heel into the ground, and just really kind of holding that, doing on both. And then another one is elevate the toes, and it's kind of the same thing, but it's just elevated. So really challenging that range, increasing that movement, stretching out that Achilles, kind of. So that one, and the one that's elevated, and then another one would simply be kind of, I don't know if you can see from that far away, but just kind of squatting down like this, getting that heel staying on the ground, getting our weight forward, stretching that out, and then kind of just bouncing into it. Right, so just a real simple kind of bouncing, challenging that range and kind of breaking up that fascia in there. So again, that's kind of just an ankle mobility progressions that we can use to maximize that capacity in there. More oftentimes than not, especially at a younger age, it's just about making sure that we're checking all the boxes and have that movement. So with the heel disconnection, we see a lot of guys that get disconnected from the heel because their lead leg kind of takes them away from the ground because of the movement capacity that they have is very limited. So I'll program that, you'll see it in there. And then just overall single leg coordination, balance, stability, having the ability to kind of do stuff like this